Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Demigod, and we're back with more topics that matter. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about these trans being upset because they don't get to strip tees for kids no more. You know, the rules being taken away. There's now a ban, a block on it. Trans are not allowed to do that dirty dancing for kids no more. Listen, we're going to get into it.
Last week, the Tennessee legislature passed its bill banning drag shows for children. Actually, it bans all sexual performances in front of children. The bill uses the phrase adult cabaret, and drag is not especially singled out or even specifically mentioned. Drag queens have felt personally targeted simply because they happen to be the only ones who want to perform sexually for children. The law forbids anyone and everyone from engaging in sexualized displays in the sight of.
So drags want to perform sexually for children, perform on stage for children. When was this ever a thing? And these people actually think it's okay. Listen, it's quite clear to see that people that are drags have got mental issues. It's quite easy to see that. And y'all are all sitting back and letting it happen. That means you're a part of it too. All those that stay silent, you're guilty.
Minors, we are all equally restricted in that area now in Tennessee. But the difference is that the rest of us have no desire to do such a thing. We are repulsed by the very thought of it. Many drag queens apparently do have this desire, and so they complain that they're being especially oppressed by this prohibition. Now, the days since the bill's passing, the media has published one sob story after another, telling us about the horrible plight of Tennessee drag queens who fear that they may never be able to perform a striptease for elementary schoolers ever again. And that
don't that just make you feel sick? That these people want to go to schools and do some we'll call it dirty dancing in front of our kids, undeveloped minds, and these people think it's fine. Obviously, listen. Wow, listen. There's no more love on this planet. Nothing but devilish, demonic actions. It's time for the people to stand up that care, for real, or be a part of it.
Really is a tragic thing for them. Business Insider just published an interview with local drag queen Bella Dubal, and this is the same man who, as we heard last week, gave a speech at a recent drag event threatening violence and riots if the ban on child sexualization is passed. He insinuated that if he's not able to sexually perform in front of a child, then he might start smashing people with bricks. That's how important it is to him that he's able to do this. Now that it is passed,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was these people that were going into, these set of people that was involved in the shootings that be going on in America, in schools. I know I'm just throwing that out there, but it's quite terrible to think, that these people have got a specific agenda and to dumbing down kids whose minds ain't formulated yet. When you actually look into actual scientific stuff like in history and stuff like that, it will tell you the brain's not ready to learn until certain time of the day. Kids, it's 3:00, 3:00 in the day. I'm sure I might be wrong. I'm sure it's 3. I'll have to look it up. But 3:00 in the day, or it might be 12. It might be 12 actually. But that's when the brain switches on and wants to learn and is ready to actually take in and learn properly. It's either 12 or 3:00 in the day for kids. Swear to God, I'm not lying. I hope I can find this information and show you. But you special people out there can easily find this information, right?
Even though he was the one threatening violence, he now says that he fears for his life. Here's the Insider report. In an interview with Insider, Dubal called the bill terrifying and said she's personally afraid for her own safety. Notice the female pronouns, by the way, that we're using for drag queens, who don't even say that they identify as women, but are putting on a character, and so they're referring to the character as if the character exists in real life in the article. It's like if there was an interview with Joaquin Phoenix and the interviewer referred to him as the Joker in the article. The bill specifies that a second offense would be considered a Class C felony, which carries a jail sentence of up to 6 years. Quote, I could go to prison for 6 years for appearing in a public pride parade, Duvall said. I'm scared that if I'm wearing gender nonconforming clothing in Kroger and someone has their kids and they clutch them tight and call the cops, I could get arrested just for presenting that way in my daily life. Quote, there's never once been a child who has been sexually assaulted or harmed at a drag show or a pride performance. If there had been, it would be a poster image for their campaign. We would see it everywhere.
Well, that's a lie. A lot of children have been harmed. Okay, they're not, maybe not at a drag show it happened, but a lot of kids have been harmed by drags, and there was news reports about that some while ago now, because I did hear something. I also heard about some drags that adopted a kid and something happened to the kid. I've heard many rumors over the years, so miss me.
Now, of course, as we know, these people lie about everything all the time, and he's lying here. The law would not result in him getting carted away in handcuffs if he cross-dressed at Kroger. As much as that thought might be pleasing to some of us, that's not what would actually happen. This law specifically outlaws sexual performances. So unless he's in the produce section twerking on the avocados, he probably doesn't have much to worry about in that regard. Now, as for the claim that no child has ever been assaulted or harmed at a drag show, what he means is that there's been no video of a child being physically molested by a drag queen on camera during the performance. Because anything outside of that doesn't count as assault or harm, apparently, according to him. Which is an interesting claim coming from a guy who would certainly insist that grown adults are both assaulted and harmed when someone, say, quote unquote, misgenders them. Words, pronouns, can be a form of assault. Yet, for a child, there is, by this man's telling, nothing he can say to them or do in front of them that would count as harmful.
So, I've got a question, right? So, these people, I'll say, get so offended when you mistitle them, or try to say they should change, or they're wrong for what they're doing, but they think it's okay to go to schools and tell kids that they're not straight. They might be gay, or there might be a woman over than a girl over than a boy, or a boy over than a girl. Do you understand? They can go and say these comments to people of minds that can't really answer back. You get me? They're going to the kids where they can't answer back. They would just hopefully like to hear what they're hearing and accept it. You understand the dumbing down? You understand the dumbing agent in this? Do you understand how they're going to the kids? You understand? It's not like they're talking to adults where adults can talk back and more than likely talk them around. Do you understand? Now, it's deeper than what you think it is, ladies and gentlemen.
We see once again how the most fragile adults who have ever walked the face of the earth, okay, the people who collapse into tears and scream genocide if you say words they don't like, these same adults seem to have somehow an unshakable faith in the ability of small children to endure and process any image or idea or experience. The adult needs to be protected from pronouns that scare him. The child doesn't need to be protected from even R-rated sex shows, according to this guy.
Sick. Because you know what? Listen, I'm just gonna throw this out there. But these people, to me, the pedophiles, man. That's why they're aiming at the kids, trying to dumb down the kids, trying to get the kids touched. Do you understand? Let me tell you one thing that I learned about America, right? America's at one stage, I won't say they might do it right now, but at one stage, the boys, was told to get a girlfriend early. You know what I'm trying to say? Like even go to the schools and get them from when they're young, because, what if you want to catch one without any babies, that is. Do you understand? So you got to get them early. Do you understand? And that's borderline pedophile stuff as well. You understand? So when it comes to this, it's like kind of the same kind of pattern. It's like getting to the kids early to change them. Like the story I was just giving about the American things, like I know of certain communities where they get to the kids early so they can I wouldn't say make them a wife and that, but because it's not always gonna end up that way. A lot of people just do that just so they can get the pussy without no kids and bless it. You know what I'm saying? I got there first kind of thing. But the idea behind all that was basically find yourself a wifey without a baby. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't like the idea of that at all. But it's the same kind of concept in a way. It's the same kind of thing. These people are grooming the kids ready for the gay experience for them. So when they come up a bit older than them, older gays can touch on them. Right? Fresh booty, right?
This is the way these people see it. They want us to see it that way. But it is, of course, totally wrong. In fact, there is video evidence of children being harmed at drag shows. Every single child who's ever attended one has been harmed. They are all abuse victims. This is a...
Wow. Wow. Hey, listen, you need to put a stop to these people. All right? Put a stop to it. Put a stop to it. They're damaging our kids. I don't know why they got rights. Yo, don't get me mad, because I'm going to get in my feelings if I keep... Listen, people, stop playing games with me out here. Do you understand? Stop playing fucking games with me out here. You understand? If you're about that life, get the fuck out of this planet. All of y'all, get off this planet. Get me? Get gun.
Abusive inherently by its nature to involve children in something like this. And the abusers are only becoming more brazen about it. Case in point, footage has gone viral this week of a show called Kabba Babba Rave. Now, this is as you might pick up from the name, a cabaret rave that is meant for babies. Yes, babies. It is a touring show that goes from place to place, performing sexual cabaret for babies and toddlers. Here's an article on the British website called The Manx.
Damn sick. Damn sick. Hey, you trans people or whatever, whoever we're dealing with right now, right? Whoever it's gays or the trans, I forgot. I forgot already, you know, because my brain's sizzling right now. Listen, it's time for you to come clean. Who gave you the order to do this? Who gave you the order? What I want to see, where the trans standing up that's against this? Are they all for this? If they're all for this, remove them. Where's the law gone? Where's the safety for our kids gone? Where's the love gone? It looks like we need new leaders when it comes to this planet. And we need a law updates, higher sentences, tougher sentences, sentences that will make people change. Any kind of crime to a kid like this should be no less than 30 years. No less than 30 years. Yeah, I said it, man. Put it out there because I meant it. And make sure that applies to the law. Let's go.
Advertising one of these shows from a few months ago, because this has been going on for a while. Quote, a cabaret rave sensory experience, especially for babies and toddlers, is coming to Manchester later this year, and tickets are now on sale. Our city region may never be short of unique events and interesting things to be getting up to, but Kabba Babba Rave is gearing up to be unlike anything else on offer for little Manx and their parents, as it's bringing the experience of a big London night out to a popular social club this October.
All right, just for those that need to know, because there is a Manchester over there in America too. What it is, right? We the first, us UK, we're the first Manchester and all that stuff. You know, America adapted our street names and city names, and they used it over there in America too. So, no, he's not talking about UK Manchester. He's talking about American, the American version of Manchester.
It's described as being a little slice of afternoon delight that provides show-stopping cabaret interspersed with baby sensory moments. And if that all wasn't captivating enough as it is, each session ends in a rave. Kabba Babba Rave is hosted by Lizzie and Gemma, two performers turned moms, who were constantly looking to be entertained whilst holding a baby in one hand and a pint in another.
So kids can't drink and take drugs, but they can go and watch gay performances. They can go and watch trans and gay performances. Look how this world's messed up. Look how these people are messed up. Look at you people. dirty, disgusting people. Do you understand? Go back into your little closets and stay whatever you are, whatever it is you're doing, right? Whether it's a tran or gay. I've actually forgot because my mind's sizzling. I'm trying not to get angry. You understand? Go back into your little closet and just live there. We don't care about your rights. We don't care about what you want to do. If you want to be gay and be silent. That's the only privilege you get. And you stay away from them kids. Hey, listen, make sure the government, I'm saying make sure like someone can do it, but listen, people, everybody jump up and opt into any kind of shit like this, and it affects the kids and damages their brain in any kind of way. Even the smallest percentage is no less than a 30-year sentence. We need a sentence rise or change, a law change. All right, you get me? Because if this country thinks that people are going to sit back and let our kids get harmed like that and there's going to be no reaction. You see, certain things, why I call this an agenda? Because certain things are done on purpose so people can get locked up, people can get killed. You understand? And this is done on purpose. Because if you think I'm going to let anything happen to any kid of mine, do you understand? You got nothing coming. You understand? Because there ain't nothing important on this planet. Then, well, my family, my people. I won't even say that because I love all people, but I'm against the bad people. I know there's two type of people on this planet. There's God's people and there's the devil people. You understand? It's always going to be war against the devil people. Always, no matter what. Whatever decision you want to say, whatever idea you got, it's always going to be a war because you ain't going to be counted. And listen, don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you think, who's this guy talking? What's it? Listen, I'm the first. Know that. I'm the first. Know that. I've got every right to say this. If it weren't for people like me, none of y'all would be on this planet. That's a fact. Do you understand? So if you want to change up and do your little demonic dirtiness, yeah, go against nature and all that stuff, get on a plane, get on a rocket and leave. You understand? Now, I've got no problem with you being gay and all that stuff, you know. I've got no problem. But you got to keep yourself quiet and start involving people. Start pushing your shit on people. If people are born that way or whatever, then cool, they get to join your club. Don't force it on people. Listen, let's talk more about agenda. Defeminizing men. Or is it defeminizing or feminizing? It's feminizing. Feminizing men, you know, not making men strong no more. You don't want warrior classes coming out no more. You want to defeminize them. So they're like, you know, that's why gay people get more money than normal men and stuff like that. Facts. You understand? Like, get me? You're defeminizing because you want men to be more like that. So you pay them more money. Hopefully it will bring more people in that direction to be defeminized like that. Or feminized, should I say. Right. Listen, I know it all, Mr. Government. These people listening to me right now, man, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I know exactly what's going on. You know what you need to do? Change the law. People that be touching on kids, trying to spoil their brain, trying to make them confused. You know what I'm saying? 30-year sentence. You're going to take off all this stupid ass law about people not going to school, the parents will get fined, all that's going to come. That was also part of your agenda too. You know, giving the kids more power, making the parents think that they can't do nothing, damn near scared of the kids. And now look what's happening with the kids. They're talking up to their parents, telling them to go F themselves, and they're doing whatever they want to do, running around with knives and that because of your law, because of the steps that you put in the program. You know, every program takes like 7 years to accomplish or so. 5, 7, 10 maybe. You know, that's why it's been a step-by-step process. I've watched your actions. So listen to me, Mr. Government. What you're going to do right now, you're going to update the law. You're going to make it a 30-year sentence to abuse on kids. Do you understand? That's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. Do you understand? You're going to update stuff. You understand? This whole, this kid stuff. With these trans going into school and doing all this stuff, it's going to stop. People, you need to take control of your kids back. Just because you all signed the birth certificate, which means you don't own your kids no more, the government do, don't mean that you can let the government do what the hell they want to do to your DNA. Do you understand? It's time to lift up your heads and realize what it is. You understand? And live, love, and life. You understand? 3 L's. Let's go.
Yes, baby sensory moments is the euphemism that they're using here. And if you're hearing about all this and you're thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute, no way. We must be missing something. There's just no way that this can be what it sounds like. I refuse to believe that something like this exists, a cabaret rave for babies. Well, the footage of one of these events should wake you up to the horrifying reality. It is very real. And as you can see, as we put the images up on the screen, there are parents sitting around with their babies and toddlers, watching as men in bondage gear swing around on ropes. There's another man in a wearing a thong and nothing else.
So look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Mothers smiling. Mothers smiling. You know something? Let me tell you, I'm starting to think something, and I'm sorry for getting louder now. I'm sorry, but yeah, listen and shut up. You know what I noticed, right? I remember a long time ago, I said to myself, right? You know when you first find out about like gay, like stand up, not stand up comedians, but gay performances or gay whatever, right? Now, this is a true story. I remember asking somebody, I was like, why do people go to these places? Like, who goes there? And they say it's like mainly women go to these places. Like women get along with gay people, like they connect, like the women love gay people, blah, blah, blah. And I said to myself, why though? I'd ask myself that question, why? I don't get that. Like maybe women like to see a man dress up in a woman's clothing and blah, blah, blah. So you're partially to blame, you know. I know that was a stupid little breakdown I tried to give, but let me get to my point. I blame you women, you know. I blame you women. I do. Not all, 100%, like it's all your fault. But I do blame you because you find this shit entertaining. It's you people that find it entertaining when a man dresses up in a woman's clothes and starts jumping up and down on the stage. It was you people that was paying for these nights and going out to watch these things in clubs, right? Not all of you, but a lot of you, right? Right? But it's just the common denominator when it comes to these subjects, yeah. Like, I'm looking at this picture right now. You get me? And I'm seeing mothers. And they don't look tranny. They look straight. They look straight. I mean, they could be gay, but I can see women. I can see a father in the back. I can see women. So women are actually promoting this. Women are promoting this. You know, the one thing I can actually say that I'm proud of right now, I don't see any black women. I had to say it. I don't miss me about it's not about race. All of you can shut up. I don't see any black women. And that's the only thing that just made me, like, you know, I feel good. I feel good. Do you understand? Because that would make me feel even more worse. You know, when it's like one of your own, you're one of your own. You know what I'm talking about, white people, don't you? Huh? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially when you see one of your own girls go with a black man. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? So anyway, just looking at this picture. And look at this little, oh my God, I wasn't even paying attention to the trans person or whatever it is right there. I didn't even see, I was looking above the head. I was looking at the people in the background. Now you got this person there. Oh my God, these people. Listen, let me ask a question. I got one important question. One important question, right? You see gay people, trans and that, right? Why is it you want to have the woman title? Why do you want to have the woman title? Do you think that's unfair? Don't you think that's an embarrassment to other women when you're not even a woman? I don't care if you think you should have been bought one and that, but factually, listen to me. You're not a woman, so like, women should be embarrassed. You're running around putting makeup all up on themselves, dressing like a woman, and all that stuff. Do you understand? Then you're giving yourself a label as trans woman when you're far from a woman, right? And then you're running around doing all this shit to babies. You can't have babies, but you're killing them like this. You can't give birth to babies, but you're doing this. Huh? You're going into the school after the women, the real women that gives birth to babies. You're going into the school afterwards and you're indoctrinating them into a lifestyle where they could get raped or have some sexual transmission. Well, I was going to say diseases that can happen anyway. You know, like some operations that can mess them up. So many different things, and you're not even giving birth to these kids. These aren't even your kids. Listen, who's put you up to this? How is it you've all jumped out the closet asking for rights and you all want the same thing? Is this what makes y'all? Is this what you're programmed to do? Or is there somebody programming you? It's time for you people to stand up. Huh? It's time for you people to stand up, because you people ain't going to last long, you know. You ain't, you know, when you actually look around the world and see what's going on about this subject. It's not very nice, you know. Everybody's standing up. You get me? That's why at the same time I think to myself, this is just all one big hoax. Maybe this has just been put in our way, yeah, just to keep us off the bigger picture. You know, the whole money thing coming in and stuff like that, other things. And that's another thing, people. Stop upping into this money chain shit. Stop it. You people you're starting to do my head in, you know. You need to stop this, you know. You need to stop this. Do what you can. You understand? Don't up it into it. It's because of lazy people why things change. And remember the saying about they said about the human race. Human race is lazy. You ever heard that saying before? We're lazy. Huh? Let's go.
And doing a handstand and spreading his legs, doing all of this for babies and toddlers. There are half-naked adults, adults twerking.
I'm sorry, I gotta put one more point in. When I say lazy, it doesn't mean if you got a job or not. Having a job don't mean you're not lazy, you know. Do you understand? All right, check this concept out. Check this saying out, right? You got a life if you work. Or should I say it in a different way? You ain't got no life. Yeah, I work. Which part of working means you have a life? Huh? Who taught y'all, right? Who taught y'all and your ancestors that working, having a job, being in a building every day of your life until you die means you have a life? Think about it. Just think about it. You see, brainwashing is a motherfucker and understanding is a motherfucker, and I'm surprised so many motherfuckers don't know what the hell they're listening to and trying to understand. Having a life doesn't mean working all through your life. That's not having a life. Having a life means exploring, doing whatever the hell you want to do. That's what having a life is. But people are confused, right? You know, and it's been a long ass time since I first heard that saying. For long ass time since I first heard that saying. And the people that rock with that saying, like, you know, like I've got out, like, you know, I work, blah, blah, blah. That means I've got a life. No, it don't. 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 That's what they would say in a working society. You know, school is programmed to get you ready to be a worker. So I guess in that saying, having a life means working, then yeah, get me? But having a life means having a life, right? Life is as in doing what you want to do, exploring, do what you want to do, being free and able to do as anything you want. That is having a life. Okay. That's what having a life means. I just wanted to put that out there. Let's go.
This is a full-on R-rated sex show targeted at children 3 and under. That's what it is. And it's, as I said, been going on for a while. Cabaret Rave.
Let me back it up.
Cabaret Rave for babies. Well, the footage of one of these events should wake you up to the horrifying reality. It is very real. And as you can see, as we put the images up on the screen, there are parents sitting around with their babies and toddlers, watching as men in bondage gear swing around on ropes. There's another man in a wearing a thong.
So why are they wearing bondage gear? Huh? All you trans, whatever it is, why are they wearing bondage gear in front of kids? Why? What part of the education is that? Like, what's that got to do with what? Like, what? So basically, you try to convince us, and it's like you failed. So you gone to the kids to convince them, or you're just trying to make everybody confused and trans, just like y'all. Listen, trans is a sickness. Okay, I'm not talking about being gay. I'm talking about being trans. That's a sickness right there. Sickness.
And nothing else. And doing a handstand and spreading his legs, doing all of this for babies and toddlers. There are half-naked adults, adults twerking. This is a full-on R-rated sex show targeted at children 3 and under. That's what it is. And it's, as I said, been going on for a while. Kabababa Rave has been hosting sold-out shows for months at least without anyone objecting. Or at least without the sorts of people who would object finding out about it. Now that we have found out about it, the groomers behind Kabababa Rave have locked everything down. They've gone into hiding, basically, at least in cyberspace. The website has been taken down. The Instagram, Facebook page, all that has been turned to private. And this happened the moment that these images, footage, emerged on social media. And
so these things are happening in the background. And once it got found out, the guy's gone into hiding, or the people. Do you understand? Yet they got rights. They're supposed to be allowed to do this. Rights? Hold on. Are y'all Woosah 7. Woosah. Calm down. So they're doing these things in the background. And then, I mean, it's supposed to be legit, right? It's supposed to be legit. And then when they're getting finding out, they're going out hiding. How many kids are being touched and raped? What's going on exactly?
People, like normal people, saw this. They shut everything down. The organizers put out this statement. Just to let our followers know, we've turned our profile to private for a while. We've been subject to a pretty horrific trolling attack, and it just keeps coming. As mothers with young toddlers and one of us heavily pregnant, this has become more stress than we're able to deal with right now. These trolls specifically have a problem with drag artists and non-binary performers performing for children, which is exceptionally sad, as those of us who have been to our event will know how much joy, love, and happiness our shows bring.
Listen, okay, have you ever heard of child groomers, everybody? What do child groomers do to a child? They groom them, right? So what do you think these doing in this flipping school? What do you think they're doing to our kids in the school? They're grooming them. They're having a kid. What did he just say? Rewind it. Let's go.
Performing for children, which is exceptionally sad, as those of us who have been to our event will know how much joy, love, and happiness our shows bring. Oh, they are the
joy, love, and happiness. Happiness with an audience of kids. Kids are supposed to be in their house doing homework, sleeping, bath, all that shit. I don't even know. They're supposed to be in their house getting ripped. Oh my God, I'm gonna be sick, yo. These people are saying joy and happiness. How many parents don't even be naked in front of their kids at home, but they can go to school and watch this naked and oh my God, remove these people. Hey, this government's got a lot to answer for. They got a lot to answer for, man. Hey, somebody sue.
Victims, of course, they think. What a surprise. Now, why is this happening? I mean, what is the motivation for the adults involved? Well, there's a lot going on. We can assume that the performers are perverts who get a sexual thrill out of exposing themselves to children. The parents are sick, twisted freaks who signal their allegiance to the woke religion by offering up their children in this way, making a sacrifice of...
Yes, I was about to say sacrifice. I'm going to back him up. 10 seconds. Let me talk, though. Boom. Yes, a sacrifice. That's exactly what it is. I could point out a lot of points. Do you remember recently before the Queen died and the bodies they found in the garden? Didn't you see the agenda thing popping up from them? I could point out more things, relating from UK and America. I seen when the agenda started that the attack on our kids. I seen it. I witnessed it. And I watched every little thing they put out in place every so many months or years afterwards, just to keep it on the brain. I seen how they put them in episodes on TVs like EastEnders and Hollyoaks and stuff. I was watching it. I was there. I called it out.
Children. The parents are sick, twisted freaks who signal their allegiance to the woke religion by offering up their children in this way, making a sacrifice of their children's innocence. For some of them, it might also be as well more of a selfish disregard. It's selfish disregard across the board, but there are also parents who personally want to attend these kinds of performances, and they bring their kids along because they don't really care what effect it will have on the kids. And then for all of the above, there's also the overarching intention to desensitize and confuse children, to induct them into the left's sexual pathologies and obsessions from a very young age.
There's also parents that pimp their kids, right? Let's not forget about them. There's also parents that sell their own kids. Do you understand? They pimp their kids, famous person comes around or a person with a lot of money. Yeah, sure. Take my daughter out. Yeah, sure, you can take my son out. Trust me, it happens.
Groom them, in other words. So there are varied motivations for all these adults, but one thing that they have in common is that they should all be sitting in a prison cell right now. And we will know that we have restored some semblance of sanity and dignity in our culture when, but not until, we start seeing law enforcement officers swarming these kinds of events, handcuffing every adult in the room, and frog marching them out of the building and into a prison cell.
Agreed. I'm going to give him a round of applause. I'm sorry. Y'all might think it's a bit overfetched, but it's not. It's not. We about life. Shout out to this guy. What's his name? I don't know what his name is. Matt. Yeah, Matt Walsh. Shout out to Matt Walsh. You understand? I agree. You understand? I can clearly see this guy represents the 3 L's: live, love, and life. You get me? He represents the 3 L's just like me. Do you understand? So shout out to this guy. You get me? We're all about the kids. The kids are our future, whether we believe it or not. And any of y'all, listen, if y'all don't understand what you're here for, I'm going to tell you right now, we're here to live forever. How do we live forever? Through our kids. DNA travels, right? Some of y'all do that ancestry stuff, right? So you understand DNA travels. When you go back in history and look for your people, well, the same thing, you live on through your people, you live on through your kids have kids, your DNA is within them kids, you're part of you still in them kids, so you live forever. You understand? You get me? And I believe in reincarnation as well. I believe the same energy governs this planet. So at some point, we might just come back. Do you understand? Some might come back as a little rat or a rodent, depending on what they've done on this earth. The rest, some will be given another chance if those took out too early. You know what I'm trying to say? So just things like that.
Okay, you could take the drag perverts in their thongs and just throw them right into jail. We'll see how sexually expressive they want to be in that environment.
Right.
And then you take the kids away from the parents and you throw the parents into jail right alongside them.
Right.
That's how we have to respond.
Right.
Because these perverts are not going to stop on their own.
Right.
They will only get more brazen.
Right. Now, I've had this discussion before. I was talking about pedophiles. I was doing a live stream one time, right? And we was talking about pedophiles, right? And I said, well, so how do you treat a pedophile? Like, how come I don't see pedophiles getting sentences, like big sentences and stuff? See, that's another thing that needs to change. Pedophiles should get 50 years, no less. At least 50 years. That's a minimum. Get me? They listen. You can't change a pedophile. Pedophiles can't be taught to, find an older person sexier. No, they're gonna stay a pedophile. They're gonna die a pedophile. In my book, that's what I believe. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's that. I don't care what anybody else has got to say. There's only one sentence for them people, and they get life without the possibility of coming out. Do you understand? Really, that's why I say 50. Do you understand? I'm not expecting you to live after that. You understand? And if you do come out, then you're going to be at such an old state. You ain't touching no more kids. Do you understand? In fact, forget 50, 70 years sentence. Get me? The kids are the most important thing on this planet, but we haven't got the biggest protection bracket around them. Stop it. See the agenda. Can see the devil ones out here that like to drink child's blood and stuff and do all these sacrifices and stuff. We need new leaders, yo. We need a law change and new leaders. If they can't jump up to this bracket, what we're talking about right now, and save our kids, then they need to be removed, and we need other people in office, yo. I'm being serious. It's that time. It's that time.
We have to stop them aggressively by force, by law. And that's why we need every Republican presidential candidate in 2024 to promise a federal ban on these child drag shows. Okay, kids in Tennessee are protected now, but all children deserve the same protection. We cannot.
I agree. All children deserve the same protection. Parents need their power back. Do you understand? And we need obviously a law change. Get me? I want to put a stop, to certain abuse in the household. Do you understand? Like, especially when it comes to kids, obviously. You understand? But there should be some law touches up here and there. Now, I understand there's always stress in the household between couples, man and woman. Let me talk about them. You're right, man and woman. Get me? So, like, boom. Yeah, I would like to see, like, something done about that. Do you get me? I don't like to hear a man got fucked up by his woman. Don't like to hear a woman got fucked up by their man. You know what I'm trying to say? And then you actually see the results on their faces afterwards or whatever. I don't like to see that. So, like, obviously something has to be done there. But at the same time, because it's about, if you want to bring up a happy household or a happy child's mind and stuff like that, then abuse in the household has to stop. The abuse in the household has to stop. So just things like that. Parents need their power back. That would be another thing I'm putting back in. Forget all this school £1,000 fine stuff and all this stupidness or whatever, and taking all that stuff that you put on gets removed. Obviously, kids still keep their power, but at the same time, all these restrictions on the parents has to be removed. You know what I'm trying to say?
Cannot be satisfied with a few legislative victories in a few states. Those are very good. Those are good things. That's a step, but it's only a step in the process. And just as the ban on child gender transitions must go federal, so must the law against this kind of degeneracy. The other side, they're only getting more bold, more brazen, more extreme. We have to meet them with that same energy.
Right.
An absolute zero tolerance policy for groomers. That's the only way forward.
Right. And it's just about to finish. Right. And sorry to say, it feels like war. It really does. It really does feel like war. It feels like we have to mount up now. We have to get together now and do this. It does it because, like, they are actually attacking the kids, and that's wrong. So if these people declaring war, they need to come out and say that. You understand? But obviously, like, agendas are agendas. So I think somebody's put them up to it, and they're just accepting the money and not saying nothing. Get me? I want to hear, I don't really want to hear from them like that, but I was going to say, I want to hear from those people that are against this. And I'm on about the people of the same makeup, whether they're gay or trans. Do you understand? So I'm not hearing nothing like that. I did hear from one gay person, like, I did watch one thing, and one gay person was saying that they don't agree with none of this stuff, and so I understand there are people out there that don't agree with it, that are a part of that clique, but it's just not enough, is it? You understand? So now, people, what I'm gonna need for you, from everyone to do right now, is do something. Do you understand? We all gotta do something. Don't just listen and then turn and go back to your normal stupid ass life. Do you understand? Because that's what you call it, a life, innit? So, boom. I need y'all to do something. Can y'all? Are y'all willing? Huh? I hope so. I really do hope so. Do you understand? I'm not trying to say go out there and commit violence and stuff, but you don't have to play your part. Show your concerns. At least. Up against the bullshit, man. Or are you just peasants? Are y'all just peasants? Am I the king and y'all the peasants? Or we all kings and queens up in this bitch? Yo, let's get to the program. Yo, enough love. Get me? The 3 L's, yo. Live, love, and life. You understand? I got y'all back. Peace, enough love. Shout out to Matt Walsh. Or Welsh, I mean, should I say? Get me? Shout out to him. Daily Wire Show. Look for it on YouTube. Subscribe to it. You understand? And if you're too lazy to do that, don't worry. I'm going to bring his content straight to the door. But it'd be good if you could go and subscribe to his channel anyway, just to give him some love, some numbers, and just show the numbers, you know, because if his channel's all about that, it'd be good if you can go over there and subscribe to his show just to show how many people are about it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, enough love. Speak to y'all soon. Peace.